Hi, I'm Chef Joey Galliano from MagicalButter.com, and today's recipe, farmer's pie. It's a delicious and healthy play on a traditional shepherd's pie. If you need a list and measurement of all the ingredients, click onto this link and it will take you directly to this recipe at MagicalButter.com. All right, let's get this recipe started. For this recipe, I want to stick to very simple, very traditional flavors. Fresh herbs being rosemary and thyme, carrots and peas, some chicken broth, onions, garlic, salt and pepper to taste, blood fire Worcestershire sauce, which you could also find on MagicalButter.com, that recipe. And the biggest change is going to be our meat. Like I said, instead of using veal or ground beef, what we're going to use is we're going to use turkey or chicken, ground, organic if you can find it, and at least 95% pure. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take that extra lean meat and add some fat. But the fat we're going to add is a Magical Butter MCT oil. Super, super healthy, super potent. That recipe is also on MagicalButter.com. All right, let's get this recipe started. We're going to sweat out some onions and carrots first and get some flavors developed. Here we go. Let's turn on our oven to medium high. Once our pan is hot, we're going to add our oil, our MCT oil, super healthy. We're going to let that heat up for about 30 seconds. And then we're going to add our onions and carrots. The reason why we're adding our onions and carrots and sauteing them, we're going to get a little of the water that's inside of those vegetables, get it out, and get a little color on them. And once they start to saute, the natural sweetness is going to come out and it's going to be beautiful. Now that that's done, I'm going to add my garlic and let that cook, stirring constantly for about a minute. Now we got our ground meat. And we want to get a little color on our ground meat. So when we add it, we're going to mix all of our vegetables that's in there right now. Make sure we have our salt and pepper to the right taste that we want. And we're going to let our meat brown. It's going to be beautiful. Oh yeah. Now that our meat's browned, the next step is adding our fresh herbs, starting with our rosemary and our thyme, our Worcestershire. We're going to stir that in, get everything going nice and beautiful. We're going to let it reduce down, and we're going to add our chicken stock. Okay, now our last ingredient, our frozen peas. We're going to stir it up, and the only thing left to do is let it reduce down so that almost all of the liquid's gone. It's going to create a nice, beautiful, natural gravy. We'll put that in our casserole dish, top it with our faux potatoes, and bake it. Let's go. We're going to start off by adding our MCT oil to our fork tender and par-cooked parsnips and cauliflower. The cauliflower takes about 6 minutes. The parsnip takes about 10 minutes. Now I'm going to add my cream cheese, my chicken base, my roasted garlic, my rosemary, roasted garlic and rosemary faux potatoes. It needs that. Just a pinch of salt and a pinch of black pepper or white pepper. All we have to do now is whip this together. I've been whipping my faux potatoes for about 2 minutes. Now I'm going to add about a quarter cup of Parmesan cheese. I'm going to whip it for another minute and then assemble this farmer's pie. Now for the assembly, the first thing, as always, we have to grab our meat. Here we go. We're going to take our meat off the stove. Nice, beautiful, and hot. Just like any other shepherd's pie. Nice and simple. Just going to pour it in. Get all of that goodness out. Remember, we have some really good MCT oil. We don't want to have to lose any of it. Spread it on the bottom. Now we're going to add our faux potatoes. And just cover them, just like you would a normal shepherd's pie. Pow. Forget about it. I'm going to top it off with some magical breadcrumbs. That recipe is also on the website. Just to give it a nice little texture, little crunchy, 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 yummy, yummy, yummy. We're going to pop this into our oven that's already been preheated at 325 for 30 minutes. and I'm gonna show you something magical.